Hello friends. Again we will start with the next part of this optical network series. In the last lecture, in the last part, we have discussed about the amplifier, which is ERDA, which is having some material iridium, and next one is the semiconductor optical fiber amplifier, and one more is there, that is Raman amplifier. But in this chapter we are having only these two, the semiconductor optical amplifier. We have just stopped with this one. So this particular amplifier SOA is nothing but semiconductor optical amplifier, which is generally used for the particular optical fiber communication, where we are again having the ability to, without any electrical conversion, signal is directly amplified by using this particular optical amplifier. It is very similar to the laser cavity. Okay, it is having one intermediate material, that is semiconductor material, and this particular material is used as a gain material or gain medium. Okay, by which particular material, by this particular materials ability, we are getting the amplification with respect to this particular gain. Okay, so it is used as a discrete amplifier. This particular can be integrated into arrays of amplifying switching devices. This can be used in the way of arrays. Okay, so this particular is having the power compensation for loss of other optical devices. Then it is having the operating signal wavelengths between 0.85 micrometer and 1.6 micrometer, and it is generating the gain of up to 30 dB. Okay, so this semiconductor optical amplifier may be, it is available in 1310 nanometer or 1400 nanometer or 1500 nanometer or 1600 nanometer wavelength. So this can be used with single mode or polarization maintaining fiber input output mode. Okay, this particular amplifier is basically same as semiconductor laser, but without feedback. It is not having any feedback mechanism. SOA amplifies incidence light through stimulated emission. When the light traveling through the active region, this particular region, then it causes these electrons to lose energy in the form of photons and get back to the ground state. Those stimulated photons have the same wavelength as the optical signal, thus this particular amplifies the optical signal. So this particular is very useful in the particular amplification of the optical signal. Nextly, we are just going towards the part which is very important in the optical communication. Fiber distributed data interface. This particular is developed, or we can say set by the ANSI and ISO standard of transmission of data in the local area network in 1980s. FDDI uses the token passing schemes. As we have discussed this particular in the FDDI of the Ethernet, it is using, there we have just used the LAN as a medium, but here we are used the Cat6 or Cat5 cables are the medium. Here we are using the two fiber pairs with operating, or the which is having the operating capacity of 100 megabits per second. Data rates are approaching 90% of its 100 Mbps operating rate. So it is very nice efficiency, so that we can use this particular FDDI in the our private network or the local networks. This is having the capacity up to 200 kilometers. It can be extended up to 200 kilometers. FDDI having some different features, like it is having the physical media as a optical fiber. Then it can operates in the physical and medium access control of the open system interconnection network layers, that is OSI reference model. Then this particular is based on the this uses the rings based on token passing mechanism, which are derived from IEEE 802.4 token bus standard. The particular approach contains the two rings of the fiber optic, so that the first one can be used for the token transmission, and secondary ring that provides the backup if the primary ring fails. Okay. And FDDI technology can also be used as a backbone for a wide area network. So it is relatively expensive. It is one of the drawback, we can say. It is expensive. So here the position is shown in the OSI reference model. FDDI is defined as two bottom layers of the 7 layers OSI reference model. As I rightly just said now, that it can be used in the last, or we can say first 2 layers, or the lower 2 layers, physical layer and the data link layer of the LAN. So here we are having FDDI, Ethernet or token ring. It provides a transport facility for higher level protocols such as TCP and IP. So TCP IP or network layer can be used for the transportation. Physical layer is subdivided into physical medium dependent PMD sublayer, and the where the electrons and photons are transmitted, and the physical PHY layer specify encoding and decoding and clocking operation. So this is also called as the 4B and 5B coding. The selection of the 4B or 5B coding was based on the need to reduce the signaling level from 200 MHz to 125 MHz rates for the cost reduction. So when we are using the higher bandwidth, we are requiring the most of the channels. So here we are reducing the cost by using this particular signaling level transmission from 200 MHz to 125 MHz. Each bit is encoded using non-return to zero inversion, that is NRZI transmission. Because 4 bits are encoded into 5 bits, this means there are 16 4-bit patterns. Those patterns were selected to ensure that a transmission is present at least twice for each 5-bit code. Means these patterns are selected in such a way that the transition is present at least twice for each 5-bit code. So DC valence means important for this particular is important for thresholding at receiver. Here I have not mentioned directly whatever the format, but it is having some preamble of 1 bit, start delimiter. Just a minute. Okay. Here we are having the 1 byte preamble. Start delimiter is of 1 byte, frame control is of 1 byte, then destination address may be of 2 to 6 byte, source address may be of 2 to 6 byte, payload may be varying, and checksum is of 4 byte, and end delimiter is of 1 byte. So this will give us the particular format of the frame which is used in the FDDI. Here the optical fiber support is provided with this particular type of specification. As I told you right now, that is FDDI can support 62.5 or 125 megahertz. That is one more, that is 50/125 and 100/125. 140 micrometer, that is core cladding multimode fiber size. Maximum distance may be 2 kilometers. FDDI also supports the use of single mode fiber. The long distance transmission can be possible up to 40 kilometers. FDDI single mode fiber is commonly specified as 8/125, 9/125 and 10/125. Optical transmitter, I have just mentioned, that is previously, that is possibly we can use 850, 300, 1300 and 1550 nanometer. 850 and 1300 nanometer for multimode fiber, 1300 and 1500 nanometer for single mode fiber, and for single mode fiber laser diodes must be used. It is required to use the laser diodes in the single mode. Attenuation for multimode fiber, the PMD standard specifies a power budget of 11 dB. This means that up to 11 dB of the optical signal can be lost. So this may be the maximum attenuation for multimode. So maximum cable attenuation is 1.5 dB per kilometer at 1300 nanometer. Single mode fiber is having power budget extend up to 10 to 32 dB. So in the single mode we can get the some of the more attenuation as compared to the multimode. So in FDDI ring structure we are having the two types of rings, that is FDDI ring and defective station causing fire ring. The two types of rings are having one direction is in the clockwise and one is in the anti-clockwise. So the primary is the active ring, and here it is shown, it is in the clockwise direction, and the secondary is inactive, it is for the backup purpose, it is the secondary that is inactive. Okay, so if defective station is there, then the two rings may break down because of this one. So maybe the ring may be break down or the workstation may be break down, any one case may be there, and that is the drawback of this particular FDDI. So if suppose the ring is break down, then at that time one ring is working and it can give the backup to that particular break the ring, but when the workstation is break down, we cannot do anything. So FDDI backbone consists of two separate fiber optic rings, primary ring and secondary ring, and the stations are having the types like class A and class B, which are connected to dual attachment stations. They are calling it as class A, and class B means where the single attachment is done, that is nothing but a class B. The passive optical network, we will discuss about the passive optical network in the next part. Thank you.